What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Greenlands Farming Contracting with me, Simulation for the Nation. Hope you're doing very well. You joined me here at the yard in our newly built shed here. This is, of course, our machinery storage shed, our classic machinery storage shed. And you will notice there is a John Deere missing. That John Deere, rather painfully, we said goodbye to it. And we said goodbye to it for a very, very good reason. And we're going to get to see what that reason is very soon. There's another girl coming into the stable, and we needed to make space. I couldn't really justify having another one on top of it. This one's a little bit more modern. It's going to be a little bit more beneficial for our operation, because we might actually get away with using it a little bit more. And it's also just absolutely fantastic. So put your thoughts in chat as to what it is right now in the comment section, and you'll find out very soon. But for right now, we're one down. But we'll get back to that. There's lots been happening around here recently, and we are waiting for our hay ground to grow here a little bit. It's not coming on at all, but some other farmers around the region, they are starting to see a bit of growth, and as such, we're out there with the mowers today knocking down some hay ground, which is going to be great for us to get going with that in probably about 4 or 5 days time, depending upon how long it takes. But for us here, look at what we have here. You may recall recently we went to a farm show over on the northern coast of France, and we drove over there to have a look, and we went there on the invitation of Shooten. We went to go and see them there because they wanted to offer us a bit of an experience with some of their applicators and their tanking solutions there. So we've taken them up, and you'll see on our two fence here now we have got a hose and reel setup, and we've also got a storage lagoon with a pumping station on there as well. Both of which are going to be going out for a little bit of a spin and a bit of work fairly soon, all being well. So you will get to see what this looks like, because we're going to take you along for a ride there. We're going to a dairy farm, which is a fair drive away, but it's going to be a good starting point for us. And then we're also going to be looking to try and use these a little bit with the local biogas plant as well, to get rid of and apply some digestate of theirs onto other ground. So that should be good. So it's really, really quite interesting. Some very smart looking kit, and it looks just fantastic on our fence, I must say. But yeah, this lagoon, the idea of being with this one, you will park this on the in the side of a field or on a lay-by or something, and then you'll have tankers drive up to you, empty into this, ideally with a big long umbilical hose over the top. Although you can go in through hoses down here. They'll load into here, and then it will get from here. It'll be pumped through the pumps on the front of the reel there, and it will come out into this here. So that is very much the plan. We're going to be having to play around with that one soon, but really nice bits of equipment there. This is, I think, it's 9 meters working width on this here applicator, 9 or 12, one of the two. But they do everything in between. I'm very intrigued to see how this works actually. So we will have to give it a go. And yeah. I mean, the 936, there isn't really anything I've found yet that the 936 does not look good on, but this looks epic. Absolutely epic. But otherwise, we're good. Not much else has changed in here. We're all ready to go. Everything is set on the header trailer. I am thinking, as we're probably about 4 weeks away-ish from harvest, I'm thinking sooner rather than later there, we'll get the combine out and hook it onto the header for the first time and just give everything a once-over. But yeah, that's all looking good. Very, very excited about that one. The forager, we're still waiting for a bit more growth. There hasn't been anywhere near as much good quality growing weather around here that you might want to expect. So we're kind of stuck waiting for that to come on into place, really, just so we can get a bit more second cut grass going through. But we are going to get ourselves away. We're going to take the 722 here down to... I've got a bit of a drive, I must say. It's going to be about a 45-minute drive in the tractor here, but we're going to head on out, and then we will be... We're going to go to a farm that's holding on to this here... Now you gave it away. That is here tractor, and we're going to pick it up, and we'll bring it back and show you what it's looking like at this side as well. But yeah, we've been doing a little bit of shopping there, and this looks... I went to have a look at it the other day, and I got referred to it by a friend of mine. So yeah, we have to go and jump on this now, and we'll see how well it looks. So join me in as we skip on through to the other side there, and we will... Yeah, we're going to have a bit of a play with it, really, see what's up. All right, and folks, well, we've been on the road now for about 35 minutes, and I do believe in about another mile down the road, we're at our location. So this is, like I say, someone who was put in touch with me through a mutual friend, and it's, yeah, I drove out here the other day to have a look at the tractor. Loved what I saw there, and it's been a bit of a. Originally, it was bought as a workhorse, but then when the farm changes business practices a little bit, it was kept and restored as a bit of a passion project. And then before you know it, they are looking to sell it, which is why I'm here. So yeah, it's going to be great. It's a lot bigger than anything we've had so far, and it's just immaculate. It's absolutely superb, and it's not really something I thought that I wanted until I was made aware of it, to be honest. And now it's yeah, I've already got a few ideas of what we're going to do with it, and now we'll talk through what that is a little bit more when we get back to the yard. Lovely twisty little roads around here, great for a cycling or on a motorbike, terrible in a tractor and low loader. But anyway, we're going up here on East New Park Farm. Sorry there, folks, wasn't seen. Anyway, lovely little farmyard this. Actually, all the equipment from what I could see is absolutely immaculate. Someone who really takes great care in their equipment. Certainly by the looks of the combine I saw there, and just oh, absolutely superb. But anyway, now we're going to be here. We're going to need to figure out where we're going to turn around. But what we might well do, you may have just caught a glimpse of it, the new machine. Let's just sneak ourselves around this way a bit and see how we get on. But yeah, as you can see, they've moved to Zetas. They're doing a lot more livestock work now, a lot less of anything else really. So it's no need for, well, that really, which is a John Deere 7820, an absolute beast of a machine in its day, and still to this day. We will have a bit of a better look at that momentarily. I just want to make sure I just don't take out this fella's garage post. That wouldn't go well. And you know what? We may well just leave this tractor about here, lower the ramps down there, and then we'll be good to get this away. I think he's just coming out from the house now, but let's go and have a quick look at this thing. So like I say, it's a John Deere 7820 here, roughly 220 horsepower, give or take. We'll have to dyno it at some point and see what it's looking like there. But just look at this thing. It is sensationally well maintained. It looks fantastic. It really, really does. Let's just jump inside. This is the Power Quad, which is the model I wanted there as well. You have Auto Quad and Auto Command, I think it is, or Power Command, one of those two. But I wanted the Power Quad. Lovely gearbox in here. It looks great. It's functioning very, very well. They've actually overhauled the gearbox in here along with everything else. The engine had a rebuild not so long ago. They stripped it all down there and replaced all the seals, gaskets, bearings, you name it. The paintwork is in good condition. They haven't had to do too much to it, in all honesty. Just brushed up a few bits and pieces everywhere. But yeah, it's absolutely divine. Where is the river around here? It must be pretty close. It's sounding like it's a raging torrent somewhere. But yeah, so as you can see, a lot of the small equipment around here is relatively small. So a tractor of this size is, well, overkill really. But yeah, just listen to this. That just sounds epic, doesn't it? It absolutely sounds sensational. So what we're going to do, we're just going to creep on out here, get it into a bit of sunshine and have a look-see, and then get it onto the trailer, and away we go. Yeah, I think this is going to be great for us. Now, this is why we had to get rid of the 6810, primarily to help fund this, but also we just didn't. That was in the spot where I just didn't think it was going to do much at all, whereas this is actually going to be put into some work this summer. And it's going to be, I'm going to stick it on the plow, I think, and got a few other jobs lined up for it, which you will see, I think, when we get this home, to have a bit more of a talk about it. But yeah, for now, we're just going to load this up, strap it down, and then start to make that journey back home so we can dive into this in a little bit more detail. But oh, this is a beast. Anyway, what we'll do, like I say, I'm going to strap this down, just have a chat with the man once more, make sure he's being paid, and we are good to go. Let's move forward a bit. I think that's looking good. Absolutely set. Just superb. Superb. What a machine. Okay, so we will leave it here, and you'll join us when we get back to the yard there. We'll have a bit more of a breakdown. Alright, so we just made it back to the yard. We took our time, and we are just going to drop it off right about here. Some idiots left a bale of straw on the floor there. But we will just drop this off anyway, and then we're looking good. We'll have a bit more of a look around it as well, and a bit closer to detail. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. What an absolutely sensational looking machine it is. Okay, it's just beeping at me here. The sound on this engine is absolutely incredible here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful tractor. It really is very iconic, I think, with its nose. I think it's just it's a machine that I never got to really drive or operate in any capacity when it first arrived. But yeah, it's just absolutely sensational. What we'll do is if we just jump on out now, got my little swivel seat there, but if we jump on out, just listen to it. Absolutely sensational. Now, it is coming with a full deck of weights on the front of it. I have thought about looking into a possible conversion kit for a front linkage, but I don't know. I quite like it with the weights on the front, and I don't see it doing any heavy draft work where we'll need a front linkage on there at all. But it just looks incredible. It sounds delightful. It's running Michelin's at the moment, which is a bit different for around here. We're usually on Vergesteins, so we'll see. I mean, I wasn't going to change them. Look at the tread on them is fantastic anyway, so it'll be more than good enough there. Comes in around about the 220 horsepower mark, this tractor, which is about the same size actually as the 722s we have over there, but obviously just the ability of Fendt to really make a shorter wheelbase, smaller, lighter tractor is quite something. But just look at it. It looks absolutely brilliant. It is installed with the slightly wider extra work lights on the front. You can get more. There are available options to mount some on the sides at the rear and also on the front, and they kind of go in. Again, are we going to be doing much work where we're going to warrant to have those? I don't think so, but we'll wait and see. But ultimately, it's just a big piece of metal. It's a fantastic tractor. It sounds epic. It really, really does. And I can't wait to put it to work. And many of you might be thinking, well, what are you going to be using it for, Sim? Well, quite simple, really. It's going to pull our baler for a little bit. It's not that we desperately need the tractor to pull it. Lord knows there's a couple of fences sitting right there that will do the job perfectly well. And there's another one on the butterfly mowers that would also. But, I mean, don't you just want to see that John Deere pushing or pulling that class around? I think that'll be absolutely superb. And that's why we don't really need to think about having any kind of front linkage. We don't need it at all. What we may also do as well is at some stage stick her onto a trailer for some carton responsibilities. It does have a 50k box in it, so it'll be more than adequate to lug a red rock around there as well. And we might be looking at hiring something in for short-term harvest if we get some more work lined up that I'm having some meetings with there. But we'll not say any more about that until we know it's for real. But yeah, absolutely delightful looking machine. Couldn't be happier with it, really. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Just listen to that, though. Now, what we'll do is just go into C. And we'll just stick this around the corner here. And we'll be looking good. Yeah, so unfortunately, we did have to say goodbye to the John Deere 6810 that we had here. Which was a bit of a wrench to actually get it away, but when I knew that this was coming, you know, it makes it for a lot easier decision. It really, really does there. So more than happy to do it once I knew this was lined up, and that we were getting rid of the 68 for a good reason. But this is by far and away the newest pony in the shed here. And it's just brilliant. It's just absolutely superb. Do let me know what you think of it down below. Would be very keen to hear your thoughts on it. And what you would like to see it doing as well. We've got plenty of jobs that we could stick it onto as well. So let me know. I think I might stick it onto a plow at some point just to see how it works, see how it sounds. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, what we need to do is get this all turned around. That can be shut now, actually. Take off the lower loader there because we need to get ourselves ready for hay. Start to get a few bits of equipment taken out and looked over quickly. Most of it has had a good winter service there, but it always needs a little bit extra. And then yeah, tomorrow we are off to do a slurry gig. So whether or not you come along for that ride, or we'll wait and we'll do the first one where we can just get everything kind of dialed in a little bit and make sure that I'm happy with how it looks and works and operates, and then we'll take you along for a bigger gig when we go to that big dairy farm. But we shall see. But yeah, anyway, this is gonna go back into here, and then just like that we're pretty much all set. There we go. And that's perfect. Excellent stuff. The cattle in here are looking good as well. They're hanging on in there. Looking very good, actually. Very fit, very healthy, very well. And as is the 3670, which keeps firing on the button there and not giving me any problem. I absolutely love that thing. We've been tanking a little bit of our slurry out because we've just trying to get our the quality of our grass and also the soil in these fields around here up to a bit better scratch. Yeah, that's looking good. But what we do really need to wait for now is our own hay ground to grow a bit, because the shed is dwindling a little bit here. And we need to get that replenished at some stage soon. But otherwise, we're looking good. Like I say, harvest is getting closer and closer there. We don't need to desiccate anything just yet. But we will be starting to think about that probably in maybe 3 weeks' time. And then we have to give it 14 days before we can get in with the combine there. So that'll be the next thing to look into. But lots happening, lots to keep myself going with as well, and we will be bringing you along for the ride with every step. But yeah, do let us know about everything that you've seen, what you think, any comments, thoughts, or feedback down below. Thank you very much for watching as always. I've been Simulation for the Nation, and we'll see you all in the next one.